That'd be cool if we were. And if we aren't, someone's gonna be in trouble. Hello. I meant to do some streaming on Tuesday. No, I meant to do it on Monday, but it wouldn't work for some reason. But it's working now. We're all alive. We're all chatting. We're all friends here. So I thought maybe we've been doing a lot of animating recently, and at the moment there's some stuff I need to do that doesn't involve animating. It involves drawing, but not animating. So maybe we could do that. So let's have a look at some of my recent Photoshop stuff. I wonder if I can import my old pictures. Have I logged in here? I can't. I should have. That's frustrating. I was hoping that I could import some of my photos from my computer so that I could do some thumbnails with my tablet. But obviously, my files aren't on this computer. It's very strange because when I open up Photoshop on my laptop, it shows me the files from my iPad. So I assumed that if I opened up Photoshop on my iPad, it would show me the files from my computer. But it hasn't done that, has it? It has not. Oopsie poopsies. That's very big. That's very big. Is this pen? Yes. What is this? Oh, is this free transform? This is different from what I'm used to. 6. Okay. So I need to draw a thumbnail for my podcast that I do with my friends, Corey and John. We do a podcast together where we talk about comics and wrestling and stuff, mainly comics. It's called the Smart Avengers. It's available on the YouTube. You want to go look for it. So I thought maybe I should draw a thumbnail for the YouTube page for the next video that we're putting up, which is going to be about Superman. So I thought maybe I could very quickly draw a picture, a little quick little thumbnail, and if I draw it here, I can color it in later on Photoshop on my computer, and then maybe we'll go back and do a little bit more animating. I had an idea for an animation that I want to do, so I might start that today because we've been doing a lot of Frank the Mouse, and I don't know if people are into it. It's great at animating the door, so that's cool. Although I will say that I was trying to color it in recently, and I made a major screw up where the bit where he comes back and closes the door, I pasted too many frames in a row. I forgot to color in him closing the door, so I accidentally pasted a colored version of that frame over the top of him closing the door. So I've had to go back and animate that again. So it means at some point on the stream, I might just do it by myself because I think people are fed up of watching Frank the Mouse for the moment. I think we should maybe do something else. So we're going to draw a thumbnail. And we're going to do it with the iPad. Usually I use it with my computer. And I'm just kind of using my mouse. So this is fun to try and draw it with stylus instead. This is interesting. Maybe it'll work out better. Maybe it will. I hope so. because they can be a little bit scattershot sometimes with thumbnails. Corey likes them. I don't really mind either way. But this already looks like it's going to be a little bit more fun. So this is John. This isn't me. This is going to be John. He is going to be Superman. He's going to be Superman. Maybe he should have his arm up like this to indicate he is Superman. As we know, Superman, a man of the people, puts his arm up like that to indicate he's a man of the people. And then he's got a big S on his jumper. It's kind of like this, isn't it? What does a Superman S look like? Superman. Oh. Let me Google a Superman logo. Okay. I was a little bit off. This curves down into a diamond. Okay. So we'll go down about there. And then that's pretty good, right? That's basically what it is. Isn't it? Oh, hang on. So this needs to all be red. Huh? Let's see. That looks like a good red color. Okay. Now we're talking. Maybe if I draw Superman stuff, this will get people interested in the show. They'll watch my show. They'll watch my live stream. But really, I've juked and jived them. Because it's not really about Superman at all. It's about my stupid podcast. But we're pretending it's about Superman. I mean, the podcast is about Superman, to be fair. So that bit is true. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful. Does work really well with the stylus, I gotta say. I'm very happy with that. This is what Superman's logo looks like. Yes. Oops. Okay. So we'll go back to pen. 6. And we'll make that black again. There we go. Superman has like red pants like this. Historically, he's always had red pants like that. So let's say that that's as good a Superman as we're going to get. I think if you look at that, you'll know that that's Superman, but you'll also know that that's John from our show. So I'm not going to color too much of it in. Probably give him feet. That's a good way to give him feet. And then what other color is Superman? Like a light blue. Light blue. Where is paint bucket? And then we need it to be not too light of a blue. We need to be blue like that. Yeah, dude. I like it. And the inside needs to be yellow. So I might just paint it with the brush. Oops. Needs to be a little smaller. Two is probably pretty good. Yes. Two is good to get into those little corners. The little nooks, the crannies. Gotta get into those crannies, dude. Anybody ever tell you don't get into the crannies? They're just jealous, man. They want to get into the crannies themselves. They're trying to get in that sweet, sweet cranny action. And I tell them, man, you get out of here. Crannies are for everyone. You gotta get into them. You know? Just because one guy doesn't want you to get into the crannies doesn't mean you shouldn't. Don't listen to that guy. What does he know? He doesn't have your best interests at heart. You know? He's just trying to put you off getting into the crannies so he gets more crannies for himself. Don't listen to him. Do whatever you want. I mean, if you don't want to get into the crannies, you don't have to. You don't have to. It's up to you. It's all yours, man. You know what I mean? It's your life. You gotta live it your way. You can't go your whole life without even trying to get into a cranny. You know what I mean? Is that a life worth lived at all? I don't know. Not for me to say. Looks good. Looks good. We'll get that drop in there. We'll color this in. It's relaxing, isn't it? Do you think people watch other people just like do coloring in books? Do you know what I mean? Do you think that that's like is it a fun thing people would do? Just to watch somebody else coloring in? Oh, man. Maybe. Just gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna let the music do the talking. I wonder if I put music on, can you hear it? Can Twitch hear it? Oops. I heard Twitch were like gonna crack down on like live music and shit. So maybe I shouldn't just start playing music. So like even if it's royalty free music, I guess they've had lots of complaints about how they do their business. And they didn't like it. Somebody's complaining. And somebody's always complaining about something, man. Nobody can just like have a good time, you know? Everybody's gonna complain about something. It's always an issue that needs solved. Always somebody crying about something, man. I don't get it. We should think about the futility of life. The fragility is what I mean, not the futility. I don't think life is futile. I think it's very important. It should be savored. But the fragility of life, something we should think about. That we take it for granted. I know this sounds very cliched to say, oh, you know, love your life. Go out and fly a kite. On all that shit. But it's true. You know, you probably spend a lot of time just cooped up in your house, not doing anything. Doing your taxes or doing something that's not worthwhile. You could be taking your kids to the skate park, you know. You could be taking your kids to somewhere really cool, doing something that you've never done before. I'm not saying you should go hang gliding or anything if that's not what you're into, but you have that option. I think people forget that. They're like, oh, I can't do this. Like, you totally can. Just take the day off work. Fucking who cares, right? Like, if you're not at work one day, is the world gonna end? Is everything gonna go on fire? Maybe if you work at the fire protection company and your job is to like monitor the fires. You on the TV, you're watching the TV to see if there's any fires, and then you have to like tell Captain Planet where all the fires are, and then he goes and puts them out. If you don't do that, yes, you know, the whole world might go on fire. But then if that did happen, I would argue that you've got a cool ass job, man. That's a cool job. I would love to do that. That's worthwhile. Do you know what I mean? That's you doing something like beneficial with your life. You're not just watching the days go by. Do you know what I mean? You're actually doing something. And if you don't want to do that, there's probably somebody out there that does want to do that. And you should give them that job, do you know? This is the thing I don't get. Is that there's always people doing jobs they don't want to do. And there's always people that want to do those jobs. So I'm like, well, let the people who want to do the jobs that they want to do. Do you know what I mean? Some people are like really good at playing guitar. But they don't want to do that as their job. They just want to do it. They just want to play guitar, right? And some people want to play guitar and they're happy to go out in the road 300 days a year. And, you know, they'll play in a band. They'll play in 2 bands just to keep themselves busy. Just because they love doing it. They'll go and do that shit because that's what they want to do. That's their life, you know. So the guy that doesn't want to play guitar for a living doesn't have to. He can just go home. He can live his life. He can do whatever he wants. And the guy that does want to play the guitar for a living should be able to go out there and play the guitar for a living. Do you know what I mean? So like I really like animating like this. This isn't animating, this is just coloring in at the moment. But I really like it. I would love to do it for a living. Do you think there are people out there now that don't enjoy their job? That they want to do something else? Couldn't I have that job that they don't want? You know what I mean? Something to think about. But there's other stuff too, like the job I do have, I don't want to do it. But like I have to. Because you have to do a job, you have to go and earn money. You have to go pay your taxes. You have to go contribute to society. I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to go to work. I'm happy to contribute. I just want it to be something I want to do. I don't want to look back at my life and go, man, that was it. I spent a lot of time doing shit I didn't want to do. And then I died. Got hit by a bus. That's it. Nobody's going to say thank you. Nobody at the end of that is going to say, hey man, thanks for all the work in retail you did. We really appreciate it. You know what I mean? All right. Let's see. Let's gotta close this up here. Oh, I made it really small, didn't I? It needs to be 6. Okay. So this is part 1 of the thumbnail. So we'll make a new layer. And then what will we do? Maybe I should hang on, wait a minute. This could be fun. I'm going to stop the stream for a second. I'm not going to stop it, but I'm going to keep talking. Let's see. Pretend that I'm actually animating right now. That's very important. Or pretend that I'm doing a drawing. Very, very important. Mm. Okay. There we go. Doing a little bit of advertising for my stream because that's how you get popular. It doesn't just happen overnight. You have to tell people. You have to show people. You know. I think if I was a big head of a studio right now, um, I would want to hire me because of how cool I am. So Corey, we're gonna draw Corey now. Corey has a hat, and then he also has a face. Is that too big? I think that's too big. Can we minimize this? Right there. I think that's better. Yeah. I'm trying to see. So I'm trying to draw. Basically, at the moment, I'm drawing the characters from the podcast that I'm in. But I'm trying to get one of the characters to watch the stream because I think that would be really funny. If he watched me drawing a picture of himself. You know, I thought that would be funny. So I'm drawing everybody in the style of characters from the Superman film. We have John is Superman. I thought that would be easy. Corey, I'm going to make into Lex Luthor because he's an evil genius. But I don't really know what Lex Luthor looks like. He's just like a bald guy with a suit, right? So let's just do that. Bald suit guy. I assume I just Google bald suit guy. What does a suit look like? It's kind of like this. Is it? I don't think so. It's kind of, it goes, is that like what a suit looks like? Let me look at a picture of Lex Luthor. Where is he? What was old Lexington? Yeah, it is open. It's not buttoned. So it would be kind of like this, I think. Let's see, like this, I think. What if I have him holding a briefcase? Because I think if he holds a briefcase, then you'd know he's wearing a shirt. And if he has a tie on, then you know that he's a businessman. This looks right, doesn't it? This looks like a man who has a suit. And then he's got legs. Most people have legs. Some people I find have legs. You know. I can't back that up with any kind of proof. But I do believe that some people have legs. You know, I'm pretty sure I've seen somebody with legs. Shoot. So this is pretty good. This is pretty good. I need like a pale color to be his face. What is a good, what do we need to be here? Is this face color? Let's see. Maybe a little lighter than that, I think. Does that look like a face? Why is there a dot right there? I don't like that. Get out of here. Okay. Gonna give him hands as well. Because I think people need hands. People need hands and legs. That's what I think. Well, they don't need them, but you know, advantageous to have them. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. I said I was going to color these in on my laptop, but I'm coloring them in now just because I have the power to do so. Okay. And what kind of suit would he have? Like a gray suit? I assume? Or like a black suit? Some people have him wearing kind of like a purple shirt, which is an interesting kind of look. Purple shirt. And then I think a red tie is pretty good. Let's do red tie. But a different red from what we use for Superman. Oh, hang on. What if we do... Yeah, what if we do that for his suit? You know. It's not quite the color of purple that I was looking. I don't like it. Let's see. But I like it for the tie, I think. So for the suit, we'll go like a more purpley color. For the shirt, I mean. Yes. Yes. Now we're talking. Now we've got buttons on our fingers. Now we know what the clock says. Now we're kicking it. Now we're sticking things into the microwave. Yes, 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 yes. Sorry, there was some dirt on my screen there. I had to blow it away. You all understand. Beautiful. Yeah, that looks all pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. So we'll change that color to the type. There we go. And then we will color in tie. This is good. This is me getting some stuff done. I really should be animating. I have a lot of animating to do. And I have this idea for an animation that I might do at the latter half of the stream once we get this thumbnail finished. Oops. Because I think that'd be it'd be a good little thing to start on. I don't want to start on too many things and get like overwhelmed because I don't have a whole lot of time. What my stupid job that I have to go and do that I hate, but I need to prioritize some things. And I know I'm going to be very busy on Friday and Saturday. I might be able to do another stream on Sunday. But Friday and Saturday, I'm going to be very busy. And I don't know what I'm going to be able to do. And I like streaming. I do. I think it's fun. Even if nobody watches. They don't have to watch. They can do... That's not the right color of gray. Is that better? I think that's what I want. I think that's what I want. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with that. That looks like Lex Luthor. Doesn't it? It's probably what Lex Luthor looks like. What Lex Luthor looks like. It's a lot of L's. It's a lot of L's. You know. It's a tongue twister. Twist the old tongue. This is fun, isn't it? Very peaceful. You know, you go watch somebody else's stream and they're all like, wah, bah, 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 bah. You know? And they're all like, everybody's so angry and they're all like making beefs with each other. And they're throwing clocks out the window. Stuff like that. You know, just doing weird shit that people will get them noticed. And I'm like, you don't have to do that, man. You can just be quiet sometimes. Enjoy your life. Be nice and peaceful. You know? But again, I can't really tell people how to live their life. They're going to do it their own way. They're just going to ignore me. And they're going to keep yelling at each other. And calling their friends fucking idiots. Because they don't have any respect. For themselves. For their friends. And then they'll get 1 million followers. And if those are the parameters to getting 1 million followers, I'm going to say that's fine. It's not for me. Too much integrity. I mean, I say that. You don't know. You have no idea if I've got integrity or not. Maybe by integrity, I really mean like a box of chocolate biscuits. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about actual integrity. Just talking about what I think integrity is. And I don't know what that word means, so I think it means like owning a box of biscuits. And I do. I absolutely do have a box of biscuits, you know. I do. I might have 2 boxes of biscuits. I don't want to brag, man. Because it's not like I'm living it up in a penthouse or anything like that, but I might be able to afford biscuits this week. It's tough, man, because I got to pay my car insurance. My car insurance has gone up for some reason. So I'm going to have to phone them at some point and say, why did my insurance go up? Again. Like, no penalty points, no arrests, no charges, no claims. Why did my insurance go up? It's gone up the last couple of years, right? And then last year they said it was inflation. And the year before that they said it was Brexit. I'm like, right, well, are either of those 2 things true? I get the Brexit thing. I don't get the inflation. Because if it goes up for you, then it should come down for me because I'm the one that has to pay it. Right? We're both getting caught in inflation. You want me to pay more, but I'm not getting paid more. So how am I supposed to afford it? Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. So at some point I'm going to have to pay money to car insurance, which is fun. What kind of shoes does Lex Luthor have? Brian? Brian shoes? That's Brian. I would say that's Brian. I would say that that's Brian because that is, in fact, Brian. Follow for more fun color facts if you want them. I'm always here. Always here. Rain or shine. Well, sometimes in the shine, I'm outside playing, you know. But in the rain, I'm probably inside. I don't like going outside in the rain. It's real cold. And I don't like it. Don't like being cold. Then who does? Well, you know what? I don't mind being cold. I don't mind being cold. I can adapt to being cold. It's harder to adapt to being warm, you know. But cold, you can adapt to that. You can figure it out. So Corey's got glasses, so we're gonna draw them like this. And that's what glasses are. Pretty conclusive. We're gonna color it in. They're gonna be white. Because everybody's eyes are white on the inside. Everybody's. If you see somebody whose eyes aren't white on the inside, they're actually un vampire. So what do you think of that? I learned that from vampire school. I thought it would be teaching me how to be a vampire. It wasn't. It was just teaching me about vampires, and I got very upset by that because it's not what I wanted. Boop, boop. Oops, oops, oops. This is pretty good. I'm liking this. Now, I will need to finish the thumbnail off in Photoshop on my laptop because I find it very difficult to put fonts onto the iPad, whereas it works very easily with my MacBook. So I will have to do a little bit of finishing touches on my Mac, but still, I quite like the layout of Photoshop here. It's very oopsie doopsie. It's very useful. Where were we? Layers. We want this layer. Mm-mm. There we go. John has got white glasses and like a kind of dirty blonde, kind of like a brown color of hair. Let's say that. Yeah, you know what? That's actually really close to it. That's pretty good. He needs shoes. I assume Superman's shoes are red. I've never really paid attention to his shoes. But here they are. If they're not red, then they are red now. Somebody can tell me what color Superman's shoes are in the comics. I'll totally listen. That's what I do. Beautiful. Beautiful. We're going to touch up his hair real quick. And we're going to make this a little smaller. There we go. And then we're just going to really quick do up his hair. And this is life, man. This is what I do. This is what I like to do for a living. Some people think this isn't fun. It's fun to me. I say that a lot on the stream, you know. But I mean it, you know. I feel upset because I never really got a chance to kind of show off a lot of the stuff I can do. And again, some people might not like it. They might look at this and go, this isn't professional. This isn't very good. Which is why I don't really, you know, my issue is I don't really feel like I can make money off it. I don't think anybody would pay me to be in a studio to animate like this. Because it doesn't look like very professional, but I do put a lot of effort into my silly drawings, you know. And I like them. So that's why, you know, I'm trying to do all this stuff myself. Because it's been proven very difficult to get a job in animation in where I live. Very difficult. And, you know, maybe it's just easier to do it yourself. But the problem is, even if you do that, you still have to go and have a junk job on the side. And you still need to make money somewhere else in order to afford to be able to do the thing that you love to do. So I think it turns into like a sacrifice thing. Like, how much are you willing to put up with in order to try to achieve your art? I wonder, like, what's my limit? Because I do this a lot, man. I work in retail a lot, all the time. And I wonder why my brand of artwork is not interesting to people. Like, is it visually unappealing? Or is it simply one of those, like, it's a lack of viewership, of scope? People just aren't seeing the work, so they don't know if it's good or not, you know? So one of those situations. Anyway, okay, so these are two of the characters from the show. Oh, it's gonna rain in London apparently. So I'm gonna do me. Now, what I look like is I look like a little gremlin. But normally I look like a little gremlin in the show. So what I'm gonna do is not make me look like a gremlin. Oh, where is that? There it is. I'm gonna make me look like the dog. So the dog had like a cape, I think, right? So I'm gonna do my face. So this is my hair. That's pretty much what I look like in the show. And then I'm gonna be like a little dog, like this. He's gonna have a back leg, and then he's gonna have a front leg, like this. And he's gonna have like a big cape. Like this. The cape I need to fix. There's something wrong with the cape. The cape needs to flow a bit more, I think. Oh yeah, that looks like a cape. Yeah. Crypto has like a big dog butt, right? Like a big tail. Oh yeah. So Crypto's color is like a creamy color, like that. Yeah, I think this looks right. I think this looks right. My hair in the show is very, like, it's a weird kind of yellow. Like that, I think. Yeah, that actually looks really close to what my hair is. This is great. I don't have to touch up the colors in my other Photoshop anymore. This is good. Let me see what Crypto's cape looks like. Is it red? It's just all red, is it? Okay, it's all red. Sweet. That's perfect. So where was the red we used before? Here. And then we'll just touch this one up a little bit. And then once we get this done, And maybe do a background. And then that'll probably do us. Been on for 45 minutes. That's nice. It's nice. It doesn't usually take me this long to make thumbnails. I just did it because I thought I should try to like be a little bit more exact with it. A little bit more professional with it. I think this looks good. Oopsie poopsies. This needs to be 6. 6, whenever I'm drawing thumbnails, 6 is usually like the size of brush that I like to do. So this is pretty much what a lot of our thumbnails look like. And then we do a gradient for a background a lot of the time. So let's have a look at what kind of gradients we have. Can I find what kind of gradients we have? So okay, so it's only whatever the background colors are. That's interesting. The Photoshop that I have doesn't do that. So what kind of colors are not involved here? Let's go like green to pink. Yeah, what about that? I like that. So we can save that and then I can put some text on that, no problem. And that's one of our thumbnails in the bag. And that's how we do it. So those are the secrets. So if I save this, oh yeah. I need to open it and then give it like a thumbnail name. Right here, let's call it Smart. Wait a minute, I could probably find out on my computer like what number of thumbnail. This should be thumbnail 86. Smart 86. Okay, cool. So I'll save that like that. And then I will send that to my laptop and we will fix that a little bit. Just put some text in it, I think, so it says a thumbnail. And that you're going to see in a couple of weeks' time on YouTube. If you go to Smart Avengers on YouTube or on Spotify, you will see that. And that will be Smart Avengers. So that was fun. I find that to be enjoyable. This is me managing my stream on Twitch. Can you believe it? Funny stuff. I don't use the iPad for that. So, the idea that I wanted to do, let's call it Coker. Not Joker. Coker. I wrote Coker. Done. Yes, done. And I like it at 18 frames per second. Seems to work for me, brother. So this is going to be with a Joker. We're going to have the Joker. So the brush is at 6. I just like 6 pixels as the size of a brush. So what does the Joker look like? Joker... animated. Yeah. See what this bloody Joker looks like. He's got a big old nose. Doesn't he? He's got a big smile. So his face is kind of like this. Nope. His face is quite angular. He's got like a big dirty chin. Like this. And this is his smile. You know? He's got that big nose. And then very like evil looking eyes. It looks like. Kind of like this. You say that's the Joker? He's got big old nostrils. Let's put those in. And then he has kind of like a widow's peak haircut, like this, doesn't he? The hair needs, hang on, the hair needs redone. I don't like the hair. It kind of comes down like this. This is kind of, that's kind of like the Joker, isn't it? You say that's the Joker? He's got big lips. That's interesting. Let's keep the lips. Does this look like the Joker? Very dead looking eyes. How about that? Is that the Joker? And he's got like a suit. Doesn't really look much like the Joker. Kind of a jacket on. Like a little bow tie. You know, like that. Does it look like the Joker? He's not smiling very well, is he? I think maybe that's the issue. His smile isn't like perfect. Smile could definitely be a lot. No. No. Like that? Does that look more like the Joker? And then if you draw the lips on this side. Like that. Maybe. Maybe we could get away with that. So he's got like a purple suit. Let's go with that. Yeah, that's right. I mean, kind of like a green, like a lime green. His tie is kind of purple. So let's do that. We'll make it a darker purple than that. So you can tell the difference. Can you even tell the difference? Like, is that much darker? I think so. A little bit. So he's got quite a pale face. But not white. Kind of like off-white. Like that. No, that's kind of like green. That's not what I want. I want more like a dark gray color. I think that's the kind of color I need. That's not too bad. And then he's got like a really weird kind of dark green kind of hair like that. Yeah, that's not bad. That looks like the Joker. Yeah. He's got kind of yellow eyes, which is interesting. Like his pupils are kind of yellow. Like a dull yellow. This is very interesting. That's too... No, it needs to be yellow. Those are green. We're very close, but that's not quite right. Is that better? Maybe. He looks a lot like he wears eyeliner. Would you say that the Joker wears eyeliner? Yeah, I feel like he does. He always has a big nose. What's that about? Maybe we should give him eyeliner. Maybe, well, we'll do that later. Well, his teeth are probably pretty white. A lot of times they give him yellow teeth, which I really like as well. So let's get this and let's make it a little... Can we do this? I like that, but I think they need to be like a different shade of yellow. Maybe like that. Yeah, that's not bad. And then like a dark, like a rouge red kind of lips. Yes. Okay, does that look like the Joker? I think that looks like the Joker. What do you guys think? Let's have a look. That's pretty jokey. What other color are his actual eyes? Just dirt black? Some places have them as red. Some people have them like dirt black. So maybe we'll do that. We'll just make them straight black. Like this. Well, what if I make them gray? How would that look? Let me see about gray. Gray would be an interesting interpretation. Maybe black is better. Let me do red. Just to see. Red looks pretty good. Red looks pretty good. So we'll just tighten this up a little bit. A little extra color here. Okay. Yeah, I would say it looks like the Joker. Let's make his inner nostril a little like this. I think that's pretty good, right? That looks like the Joker. I'm pretty happy with that. So this is a cartoon that I had an idea for that I will make at some point when I'm in the middle, when I get bored of making the other stuff. I'm going to do this little Joker cartoon. I think it'll be funny. But you'll see how that plays out whenever I get it finished. I think this will probably end the stream for now. We did a lot of stuff. We did a thumbnail and then we did this little Joker picture. So there's all sorts of good things on the horizon. If you want to stick around and check out my streams later on, I would appreciate that. There'll be more art, there'll be more animating, there'll be more fun. There'll be more miserable conversations that I have about my own morality and whether or not I'm wasting my life. So why wouldn't you want to tune into that? It's fun. You can check out my radio show. I do it every Monday nights. If you go to your browser and type in www.bouncedigitalradio.co.uk and check it out at 9 o'clock on Monday nights, you'll be able to hear my radio show. It's a lot more upbeat than this. And that's it. Thank you for watching, if you watched it. And I'll see you later.